Before, how many are we getting from elk? Oh, we're getting 13. Look at that. 65, 13 leather hide. From 4 elk. Now that is pod racing. Right now our tables are done and most of our furniture is built for just the 4 rooms we really wanted to showcase, because you can build 3 of each room. Remember, you want a butchery table and an ice box in your kitchen. You want a latrine in your bathroom. You want a straw bed in your bedroom. And then in your general room, you want a table of some kind. You could do a table, small table combination. Even though they're both the same type of furniture type table, they'll have diminishing returns. And then you want chairs. So you want tables and chairs in every room. And then there's going to be more decorative items as we unlock them through more advanced crafting tables. For now, I'm going to queue up a tailoring table. I want to queue up a Wainwright table. So we're going to go ahead and get that started now. It takes some time. So let's get that cooking. And I also wanted to showcase some more, just to finish out carpentry overall. A distribution station. That's a really cool item. A contract board. I guess I need more logs for that, but let's queue that up. And then lastly, real estate desk. These are all cool little items. I'll come back and craft a water wheel because we're going to need 5 of them, I think, for the mechanics skill scroll. Yep, 5 water wheels, 20 copper, 20 iron. Mechanics is a tough one to get through, but water wheels and windmills, they actually create mechanical power and 200 watts of it. You can put a windmill anywhere. You can put a water wheel anywhere. It doesn't have any requirements other than being a pretty bulky item that kind of just needs to be near those crafting stations that require mechanical power, like a sawmill, water pumps, new item in Eco 8.0, and some other items that require mechanical power. Forget which ones, but anyway. So I just wanted to get through all of the, carpentry items in the game that you should be aware of and how they work and how they function. So let's get some of these items out here. We have a distribution station. This is a nifty little item that was added last patch, actually. While we're going through that, I'm going to need to get some more logs. Let's take these stockpiles out of here because they're done. Still working on some wheat porridge. I'm going to need a whole bunch of bannock to finish the bacon skill book. And of course, I'm going to have to actually pick up Butcher to make a campfire roast. I'll do that in a bit. Because I'll show you guys. But right now, let's talk about some of these items from the carpentry table. So this is a distribution station. This came out from last patch. This is the front, actually. You can go into third person, sort of, not really to see it in full effect, but this is distribution station. Really cool item. Few ways you can use it. If you guys have any specific ways you've been using it, we've been using it in a multiplayer server I play on, like a garbage can. We essentially put them out, leave them as public. People put their garbage in, and then the government pays or hires someone to go pick up all the garbage, round it out, and then go throw it in the dump. So a good way to use it. But distribution station gives you the ability to, let's say you want to offer 15 hewn logs. You can go ahead and then hit the plus button, type in the item you like. I want to give 15. Let's say you want to just give 5, actually, not even a full stack. You want to just give 5 hewn logs to people. And you can give out a lot of stuff. You could say, hey, I want to give out small wood carts. I'll make small wood carts. I make them cheap because I'm a carpenter, and I want to bring in people as a marketing strategy, right? Let's say you want to do one small wood cart and 5 hewn logs because I'm a carpenter, and I want to get people over to my store. I want to attract some business. So let's say, hey, I want to offer this to any players who have less than 3 days played on the server I play on. You hit apply, and bam. Now a global waypoint is created that says, hey, to everybody. I don't think you can see it yourself, actually. You can't. But other players would be able to see this distribution station, as long as it has items in it, that you're giving out a small wood cart and 5 hewn logs to any player. And that's a cool way to draw some business. And if we wanted to make small wood carts, we actually can now, because we have hewn and we have it at max level. And a small wood cart is really cheap. Like, I can go ahead and make 10 of these bad boys right now. It take how long? A minute to craft at full efficiency. 3 boards, 2 hewns, 1 small wood cart. Costs you barely anything. You can throw it in there and you're good to go. Now you have your distribution station. You can set up some text. It says free put some text in the game. Boom. There you go. Now, just so you know, multiplayer or pretty much anywhere, even if this is on a claimed land, players can still go up to it and change the text. No matter what you do, for some reason, it's bugged out. Not sure why it works that way, but there it is. That's a distribution station. That was from last patch, actually, something like 7.8 or something like that. And it was a really cool little item. Again, if you're using this distribution station in any unique way, let us know. Like right now, we're using, like I said, for garbage cans. They look kind of cool. You can put them in city blocks or city corners, and people can just dump their stuff. You have a garbage man profession in the game, with the new bank and bank accounts and all that good fun stuff. All right, we got these 20 logs from this dude. Let's go ahead, drop them in. Just so you know, you can always just right-click right into your carpentry or your table, and it'll automatically absorb the resources it requires that you have in hand. Just right-click right into it. Let's say that somebody else owns this carpentry table. Let's say that your buddy owns a carpentry table and they queued up some hewn logs for you. You can't go in and right-click it right away. You can go and right-click the logs into the stockpile that the carpentry table is linked to. But let's say you just want to only drop in 10 of these logs because you need 5 logs to repair your hoe. Okay? So what you can do is you can grab the 10 split and drag that, and then it's only going to take those 10 logs. So that's a kind of a cool way to be able to control what exactly is being crafted depending on how much is queued or what is queued, or if there's multiple items here, multiple items on the queue, and you want to drop just 10 logs into this queue, into this craft, 5 logs into this craft, you can do that. You got a lot of control with the queue system and the logistics of tables. But let's drop those logs in there. While we're waiting for the contract board to finish, because I want to go over the contract board and the real estate desk all at once. Smelting still needs mortared. So I think we're going to have to learn mortared because we're going to need sand eventually. So paper milling requires mortared. We're essentially at the point now where mortared and pitch is getting in our way. We've researched, let's double check what we've researched books wise. We have basic engineering, we have butchery, we have farming done. Cool, contract board is done. So we can research fertilizers. I've prepared with a lot of dirt to get fertilizers and plant fibers out of the way. Let's research that. I've prepared for milling by getting 30 wheat. I have that 30 corn from before. but I am going to need 15 mortar, but let's get that out of the way. And then I don't think I have tailoring. Tailoring needs 5 leather or 5 fur pelts, which you get from foxes, hares, and wolves. I've been killing a lot of hares. They're a single arrow shot, and I've been finding them in bunches and bunches. Usually like 5 hares at a time. If you're hunting patiently, just take your time, get that one shot to kill it, because they are fast. Foxes and wolves are very fast as well. You got to go for a headshot. There are just 2 arrows to kill compared to the hare of 1. So just take your time, get that headshot, 1 arrow, 1 kill. Especially on wolves. You can definitely catch wolves better. I have a hard time finding foxes. And then leather hide, you just get that from, you can butcher bighorns, bison, deer, elk, goats, turkey. I haven't seen a turkey in 8.0 yet, so I have no clue where they're hanging out. But Tailoring Skill Book is a very easy book. So let's go get those hides. Let's talk about, well, I am going to take the butchering skill, so I should probably take it right now before anything. Let's go ahead and pick up Butchery. It's under Hunter. But let's go ahead and set these guys to go. We're going to get enough. Look at that. Out of 4 elk, it's going to take 8 minutes. And it's going to give me the ability to act like I have 8 elk. It's going to give me 40 meat, 8 leather hide. Awesome. Now, hares, I'm going to get everything I need from these hares. Look at that. Out of 9 hares, because it's the 50% bonus already. You know what? To be honest with you, I should probably butcher the hares. Let's butcher half the hares. Let's butcher. Now be careful when because you see that right there? Right now, I'm getting 8 meat, 8 fur hide with 4 hares. With 5 hares, I could do 9 and 9, but then I can also get 10 and 10. So make sure you always double check. Okay, I can still get 10 for 5 hares, and then 11 for 6 or 12 for 6. So just be careful. We want to get 10 for 5 hares, because that's going to level us up, give us some better efficiency, and then come back and re-queue it later. But let's get these hares done. 2.5 minutes. It's going to give me a ton of meat to be able to cook, and it's going to give me a bunch of hide. Now while that is going, let's get some fuel in here. Wood pulp really should have a fuel option. Look at that. My self-improvement just leveled up to 6. My butchery just leveled up. Level 2 already. It's kicking butt. Fertilizers is done. Let's learn that skill. Got myself 16 claims. I'm getting ready to start farming soon. We're kicking butt here. Because I know that the meat is going to start coming out, let's just queue up charred meat. Raw meat, actually, you know what? We have to be careful. We're going to need that raw meat for raw roast. That takes 8 raw meat, gives me 1 raw roast. So let's not cook up that charred meat. That is good job. Me almost took that raw meat I needed for the raw roasts, which are used in campfire roasts for the cooking skill book. But let's go back to carpentry now. So real estate desk needs to be in a room. Let's drop that down, and the contract board. Why is that backwards? Cool. So we learned how the distribution system works. Let's grab those carts. Man, how awesome is that? Now we're giving out 1 cart and 5 hewn logs in the distribution station. Good way to attract players to your store. You can have a store set up right here, little store in here, They come in, they can be selling you logs in the barter system. Because remember, when you first start playing in the world, there's no global currency unless the admins in that world or you've have created a currency already from day one. Sometimes some active admins will do that, but usually it's a player currency or it's the bartering system where you buy logs because you're a carpenter, and then you sell the furniture that the logs are being given to you, because you don't want to be out there logging the whole time. You want to do other stuff. You want to focus on research and new skills. You want to go ahead and make some more furniture. You want to go maybe start working on mining, whatever it is you're doing. You don't want to worry about just logging it in logs. You can go ahead and work smarter, not harder, by setting up a store, buying logs, selling the skill scrolls, selling your furniture, and make sure that you price things out smart, But anyway, real estate desk is a cool little item, world object that was added to the game. You can modify your deeds here. If you haven't played Eco in a long time, you probably remember the old paper deed system that every single claim you had a deed. Oh man, it would take up your whole inventory carrying around your carts, your truck deed, your property deeds. You needed it on you in your inventory. It just took up slots. So they replaced that with the real estate desk. So here is my deed. I can go ahead and create a new deed, instead, and I can move a claim directly there. Move it back. I can authorize people here. I can decide who was there. You can delete deeds. Yep, I want to get rid of that. And then you can sell deeds. So some cool ways to use the real estate desk. You can become a realtor, right? You can go and start taking land claims in like really high yield farmlands and sell it. Say, hey, beat high yield farmland, 300 credits or whatever the global currency is. Or you could go take it another step further, build houses for people. Hey, I'm a carpenter. I build furniture. I can, I've upgraded to lumber. So let me go ahead and make lumber houses with 4 rooms, fully furnished, and sell them for 200, 300 credits or 50 credits, of course. It just depends on the value of your currency in your world. That is what you can do. You can sell deeds because you set up a mall and you're setting up a little mall area and you want to have people come in to your mall and have little shops. So you sell the deeds to those players who want to have a shop in your mall, right? Tons of cool ways. We've used it in the past to have a city. Like we had a city and the only way to buy a claim in the city was through the real estate desk. So this is the real estate desk. Really cool item. You can set it to use credits. Like, hey, if somebody wants to come and use your real estate desk, you can set it up that way. It has to be in a room of 0.8 average tier, and I think it's like 25 meters. That's important. Okay, so that's your real estate desk. And then the last item from Carpentry is the contract board. This is where you can get really crazy with contracts. I mean, it's a pretty complicated system. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but let's just say you can make a contract that, hey, I want my fields to be plowed. I'm a farmer, but I'm going to be away for a few days and I need my field to be plowed. So you can go select plow field. You pick your property. Hey, which one do I want? You should have it labeled, of course. Like I said, labeling is really important to keep track and be organized. Hey, I want to get that field plowed. I'm going to pay on completion with my personal credit from my bank account, my personal account. I'm going to offer 200. You can say, hey, I want a deposit from you before you take the job. I'm going to give you 12 hours to complete the job from when you take it. And you can set up repetitions and you can set it to auto accept, yes or no. And you can post your job here. Now, when you post a job, actually, we should just post this job. I don't know why I didn't do that. Contract board can be outside. Doesn't need a room or anything like that. Oh, do I have an existing contract? Looks like there was an existing contract. Let's go contracts. Yep, here it is. So let's go ahead and modify this. I want a deposit of 1. Let's pick a field. You can hit view. It'll take it to you on the map. Let's just hit select there. I can add a clause. I can say I need you to not only plow this field, but I also need you to harvest the field, right? Something like that. I mean, it's up to you. Or move the dirt from this field, whatever. You can add clauses. Close out that clause. 12 hours to complete. You can only do the job once. Auto accept. Let's name the contract, Tains. I'm going to name it Plow Tain. Ooh, it's sultry. Let's post this job. Oh, no property specified. Okay, it's not letting me, so Tainville. Cool. Forgot Tainstead was deleted. So now let's post this job, and now anyone can log in, go to the economy viewer, and look at the contracts, and say, oh, let me read this contract. Do I want to take this job? Cool. Let me take it. They have to come to the board to accept the job, though. Okay? So, cool. That is carpentry in a nutshell. Distribution station, real estate desk, contract board. And now, of course, let's just review the furniture. This is a wooden straw bed. Put it here because I needed the space over here in this room to make it my general room so I could put a table, 2 chairs. I had the torch stand and the torch from the campsite here, which gave you a little bit of skill points. But this fits perfectly because these 2 tables use up almost all of the room volume size. And bottom left-hand corner, it shows you your room volume. Your room volume. What is that? Whoa, that's cool. Room materials, 1 hewn log door, 142 hewn logs, 11 stacked hewn logs. How are there 11? What does 11 stacked hewn log mean? There's like hewn log that are not placed with a hammer? Not even possible? I don't know. That's odd. Anyway, so because I had these 2 crafting tables taking up room volume size, I couldn't place a butchery table. I couldn't place pretty much a butchery table is the only one. So the table, 2 chairs, makes this my general room. This is also a general room. There's only 2 chairs in here. This is my bedroom, technically. Very small room volume. Should have made this bigger. It's fine. This is my bathroom because of my latrine. 2 tables, or 1 table, 2 chairs. And this is my kitchen, which is an ice box, a butchery table, 2 chairs. And again, there's more furniture coming along the way. Let's check in on our butcher table for now. How did we do? What level are we now in butchery? Man, look at that. Already level 4 with just 4 hairs. So because of my multipliers, 271 due to a single player playthrough. Very, very high. You probably would never see this. Maybe on like a medium collaboration, you may see this type of numbers, right? Well, no, the collaboration number is purely how long or how much it costs for your next skill, for your next star. So that doesn't really matter. But 271, that is very high, especially for someone who has eaten charred meat and boiled shoots and has just 1 room of each with tier 1 materials. Very, very, very high. But anyway, so let's pick our talent of butchery, of course, focused workflow or parallel processing. I'm probably never going to have 2 butchery tables in a room. Don't think so. So let's just do focus workflow for now. Cool. And it's level 4. So let's do some more hairs. Hopefully, let's do the next 8. Ooh. I can get 11. Wow, the efficiency just shot up, right? So now with 4 hairs, I can get 11 for hide. And 11 more meat. I'm going to take that all stinking day. Cool. So Wainwright table's done. Tailoring table's done. Let's take this fur hide over to research. Immediately sucked it up. Immediately used that fur hide. I'm still missing those mortared stone as the chat message is reminding me. Man, I'm gaining 271 butchery skill every time because of this multiplier right here, which is pretty freaking awesome. All right. Back to the carpentry table. We just want to wrap up. We know how to use boards. Boards are probably the best fuel in the game for a long, long time until you have charcoal up and running. Charcoal requires lumber cooked in a blast furnace to become charcoal. Charcoal is great because, like boards, it stacks to 100, and each charcoal gives you the same amount of joules as a piece of coal. Coal only stacks to 20, so you can have 5 times more fuel power with charcoal, but it's very expensive because it requires lumber cooked in a blast furnace, so you're really expensive charcoal to get there. But anyway, boards are 2,000 joules each, well worth getting them made. Now the best way to make boards eventually for fuel is using hewn logs with the lumber skill. You are going to be using less logs to make boards that way, because logs to hewn to boards in a sawmill. But anyway, boards, butchery table, chair, contract board, distribution station. This is just a regular default door. It's a tier 1 item. Does not look like this. This is a different type of door. This is the hewn log door. I like the hewn log door better. In this build, icebox, you guys saw what the large hanging hewn log sign looks like. The standing one just has the 2 little sticks there to put it right on the ground instead of up against like a building. Latrine, real estate desk, the 2 small hewn signs. Again, this is a hanging hewn sign. Just imagine a little stick in the middle, like a lawn sign for the small version. The small table looks like an end table. You know what? Let's just make one of those. Table, you guys have seen these. Tailoring table, Wainwright are made. I will need to make 5 water wheels eventually. Wooden straw bed. Now, once we learn the paper milling skill scroll, which is right now where I think we're just missing mortared stone. Yep. We will be able to make paper without learning the paper skill. Paper skill is completely useless. You can make paper with wood pulp. 12 wood pulp equals 1 paper. Paper is literally only used in the bookshelf, which is a unique item for any room. You know, it's a general furniture type. Bookshelf, shelf cabinet, you know, same thing as a shelf, just looks different than the bookshelf. And then the register. This is how you make titles in the game. The only things that use paper. Paper needs some loving. They need to figure out some ideas how to use paper. If you guys have any ideas how to use paper, just let me know in the comments. Love to hear your ideas. My ideas for paper have been require research. Research past the beginning, like basic engineering, butchery, farming, and smelting. Those should not require paper. But the rest of them should absolutely require paper to craft. Like, you should be making paper, you know, so paper milling needs to be unlocked shortly after, and every book after paper milling gets unlocked should require paper. Just my opinion. But if you guys have any ideas, let me know. So let's take a small table. And let's put that... Do I even have... Yeah, I do. I get rid of this. I don't need that. That's the front. This is a little small table. You see? Looks just like a little end table, corner table, little drawer. You know, this looks more like a dining table. This is an end table. Really what it should be called rather than a table and a small table. But all right, butchery is done with the hares. Let's move on to the wolves, because it's going to give me fur hide, or fur pelt, which I don't care about. There we go. Now let's double check where we are in our hunter butcher. Halfway through level 5. So once this is done, we'll do the elk, because we're going to be close to max out, because we want to minimize how much meat it costs us to make a raw roast, because we need campfire roast. It needs pretty much one raw roast to make one campfire roast, and we need 10 campfire roasts, if I recall. Yep, for the cooking skill book. We want to go cooking, right? Because we're doing crafting skills, we're doing cooking skills. We're essentially like 3 people in one right now. Okay, if you guys have any more questions about carpentry, the different items, how they work, or you have any suggestions, especially the distribution station, I feel like there's a lot of utility here we haven't really thought about, other than the garbage can, other than, of course, the main purpose of it. Contract board is really cool. Great way to give people things to do, tasks to do, that they can pick up and work. And they work pretty well. They always have bugs about the currency and whatnot being bugged out, but honestly, contract boards are cool. Use them, especially if you were playing on a multiplayer server with people you've played with before. Hopefully no one used a bug or anything to take money from you. But okay, so this is done with butcher. We did the wolves. Let's get our elk on. Let's see, how many are we getting from elk? Oh, we're getting 13. Look at that. 65, 13 leather hide from 4 elk. Now that is pod racing. Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's move on to the next stage in this Let's Play. I think we've completely finished carpentry. We're still working on research. Smelting needs mortared. Everything is mortared. We need pitch. We need cloth. That's a tailoring table. And we need 5 leather hide. Leather hide we should have pretty much. Right. Meow. Did we learn fertilizers? Yeah, we did. Let's see, do we have the leather hide yet? Not yet. Almost. 2 more left. We'll have that tailoring skill book. We need to get 2 wood carts for ourselves. I like to use 2 carts at a time. You're going to get stuck somewhere. You're going to need to elevator a cart. Yeah, you're going to need to elevator a cart. And what I mean by elevator a cart is if you have your cart. Oh boy, I'm just going to get stuck here, aren't I? Can I get around by this stockpile? Can I get around? Can I get around? So let's say that... Alright, cool. Let's say that you need to go from here up, right? Like you're down there, you want to come up here. If you have 2 carts on you, you can elevator. Okay? So you can take that 1 cart that's here, pick up the cart, place it, and then move all your stuff, hammer that cart, and there you go. Elevator the cart.